So welcome back to another episode, and I'm back with Rob, and the thing is, we wanted to come in today and talk about some Mario memories for all of the Mario games. It's going to be a long one. I might split it into a couple of parts. I'm not sure yet. We haven't even begun. Let's begin.
You might want to sit down and get comfy. This is going to take a while.
It's going to be a little bit, and we're going to try to get through every Mario game we've ever played. Well, the main series. And we're just going to talk briefly about memories of when was the first time you discovered Mario Brothers, the very first Mario Brothers?
Amazingly, it was remember Craig Hogan's house? I've talked about him on the show before. When I was in grade 5, there was a kid that moved up from Arizona to Vancouver and was in my grade 5 class, and he was the first person I knew to have a Nintendo.
Yeah.
And the first time I played was at his house, but it was not the first game we played.
What did you think the first time you saw Mario?
Well, like all the other games on the Nintendo, it was just like, what the hell is this? It's so different. It was so different from the other games that I'd played, on Commodore VIC-20, Atari, anything else. It was so, looked better, played better, this thing in my hands was so bizarre.
Yeah, and the funny thing for me is, Travis Smith on my road.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was the very first place I ever played Mario Brothers 1, Super Mario Brothers. I'd never, So I went over there, and there's a whole bunch of kids from the neighborhood, and they're all looking at the TV, and I'm like, what is this? And I knew about the Nintendo at that point, but I hadn't played Super Mario Brothers. And I see Mario running and jumping and hitting things and secrets, and I was like, what, there's secrets in video games? I didn't even think about things like that. And I thought it was weird. I thought they were little turkeys running around the screen. I didn't know at first. And then they gave the controller to me, and I went straight down the hole. I was a boom. I think I did a couple jumps and straight down the hole, over. Yeah, and I was like, Travis was so good at the game. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He had everything memorized, and I was like, I want to play this. And I finally got the game, finished it. Religious experience. My dad said to me, well, you got to get another game now.
Yep.
And all that. So when did you discover Mario 2?
Mario 2, now that one came out the year that I got my NES.
That was like 1988.
Christmas. Yeah, so I remember, and now that was one of the few games that had a TV campaign. Yeah. So I remember the TV ads, so I saw those, and then I think the very first time I played it, I rented it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was, of course, now that we know, Doki Doki Panic, but at the time, it was so different and so cool. So we rented it, and I remember, because it seemed like such a strange idea that you could be 4 characters, not one, and that you could pull up vegetables to throw at people and stuff. It was such a bizarre dynamic.
And they all had different abilities and things like that to get you through the level. And it's just this like Arabian-style adventure with Mario, but yet it works so well. Yeah. And we found out, yes, as Rob said, Doki Doki Panic years later, and they called it Super Mario USA when they brought it over to Japan.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I got it for Christmas, like 1988, opened it up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is what the box looks like. Yeah. I hadn't even seen the box. Wonderful stuff. Yeah. And I started playing the game and just fell in love with it. I was like, god damn it, this is such a weird Mario game. Finished it after, a month or so, whatever. It took a while.
I loved the potions with the doors. Mm-hmm. And you could go through into the dark side kind of thing.
Subcon world.
Yeah, and you had to try and find the mushrooms to get your extra health points and stuff.
Yes.
Like that was, and that's how the warp zones worked. You had to go into the subcon world and then down one of those jars.
Yes, the jars.
Those were the warp zones.
And you'd have to get the keys and bring them back up to open it. It was really awesome. The graphical style of it, everything was really, really unique. When did you discover Mario 3?
Now, one of the few times that I got my hands on a Nintendo Power, I remember them talking about it, and then I remember playing it. There was a girl named Laura Tilley in my grade 6 class, and she had a Japanese copy of it. And she was one of the few people I would talk about Nintendo games with, and she was willing to lend it to me. And I beat it, the Japanese version, before it ever came out in North America. But I can't remember now if that was before or after, because it didn't come out when The Wizard came out. Because that was the big announce. For everybody, the big announce was when The Wizard came out in the trailer.
Yeah.
But it came out way after that, didn't it?
I think it came out a bit after that. All I remember was going up to my local mall, and they had the Japanese copy. It was $100, and I bought it with an adapter.
The little gold honeybee adapter, right?
That's right. Yeah. And here's the thing. I had the import copy too. We were that crazy even back then. And I put it in, and what would piss me off is I go all the way through the game, right to the end of the game,
and freeze.
Yeah. It always
every time
froze. It drove me crazy back then. And I was the big hit in the neighborhood that I had this game.
Yeah.
People were coming over from all places. In front, I even mentioned Jason Richardson. You know, I'm like, you can't come in unless you give me the Crispy Crunch, Diet Pepsi and dill pickle chips, or you're not getting in. And I was really intense about that type of thing. But there was something about that art style that is still, I think, one of my favorite Mario games. It's perfection. The gameplay, everything is so good in it. It really is.
It really is one of the first ones where most gamers could do the 100 lives trick.
Yeah.
As opposed to having to get that shell on one little corner in the first game, because you could if you just use the tail to and jump, you could keep hitting bad guys. And it was just such a beautiful, well thought out game, and it has my favorite power up that's only in that game.
It's Tanuki's
the shoe.
Oh, the shoe.
The little shoe you can hop around, the Karibo's shoe.
Wasn't that brought back in another Mario game? No?
Was it?
I kind of remember.
They had the ice skate in one of the 3D ones.
There's so many Mario games. It's hard to remember every single part. I remember seeing the shoe in one game.
But
maybe.
I totally remember it from Mario 3, and it was my favorite. I love that you could be in this giant.
Remember the statue?
Oh yeah, when he turned into the statue and just.
I like that. There was something weird about it.
Because it was so different and like. Yeah, it's so bizarre.
So there, now we get into the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World. This is good stuff.
All right, now where did you first play it?
I played it at Trevor Holness's house. He got a Super Nintendo that weekend from the United States. It wasn't in Canada yet. And we went there and we played it. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I'm like, I don't want to play anymore. And this is the crazy thing. I went to my parents and I begged them. I'm like, please, can you get me a Super Nintendo Mario World? Which was included. And they were always notorious. They said, God, are you out of your mind? It's in the middle of summer-ish type of thing.
Yeah.
And it had just gone to summer. And they're like, no, we're not getting that for you. No, we're getting that for you. And then you would normally say that. But this one time they just said, yeah, okay. And they drove me to Bella's Fair and we bought it. And I came back and I had this most amazing summer playing Super Mario World.
Okay.
I know.
Whatever you pulled off there, bottle that and just keep that. I mean, that's
one of the nicest memories I ever have. Like my parents did a lot. My parents did a lot of nice things at that time period for me.
But that's cool. That's like red letter super golden.
Well, you know what that's
memory.
like, begging parents and like, nope,
God.
nope.
Yeah, that was
maybe your birthday.
Yeah, put it on your Christmas list. Maybe Santa will bring it.
Yeah, meanwhile you got 10 months to go before Christmas. Like, fuck me.
Oh man.
So what about you?
Willow Video Games used to import systems.
Yeah.
And they would rent them.
Yeah.
And the day it showed up at Willow Video Games, I rented it.
Yeah.
And I rented the Japanese copy of Super Mario World.
Was that the one in Surrey? Did you go to that Surrey one?
It
or
was
the one in Richmond?
No, it was the one in Surrey.
Oh, the one in Surrey, yeah.
Yes, it was the one in Surrey. Not the Langley location because that was a little too far out.
Yeah.
And I remember a kid I knew rented it, and we were having a sleepover, and we played it all night. And we got pretty damn far. Like, we didn't finish it, but we got pretty damn far. And then the first time I played the North American one was, again, Willow got them in, launch day. And I rented it with a friend of mine named Stu Block.
Yeah.
We hung out all the fucking time. And so we rented that, and we had a sleepover, and we did finish it that night. And we even found the special stages. Remember where, if you go to Star World, and you get up in the middle, and you...
That's amazing.
And I remember we got stuck on the one where you have to keep getting the balloons and keep floating and keep floating and keep floating.
Yeah.
We got so mad at that level. Like we did everything else and then came back to it after because we were so pissed off.
Wow.
But it was so cool. I loved it.
The Super Nintendo graphics at that point, you know, when blocks came down, they were the size of the screen, you know, and you had to run underneath them, and that was amazing. And the music is just so charming. Does that remind you of that happier time back when you were a kid? It was just unreal.
And I remember with the Sega Nintendo console wars, the fact that from what I could see, what Nintendo had done is seen the Genesis, studied as much as they could, and then found a way to make everything a little bit better. Yeah. Because I was the Nintendo kid, so. I was I absolutely loved it. It didn't even matter to me if Sega or Nintendo back then. I just loved them both. And they were just doing such different things. I was happy with them both, and type of thing. And then we get into the notorious Mario 64 memories. We did an entire episode on it. Like, must be about maybe 8 years ago. Yes. Check it out because that's more fleshed out, and there's a lot of details in the original episode. I'll tell you what. You guys go watch that. We'll wait, and then you come back, and then we'll continue. I think they're probably done now. No, I think no, you think they're done? I think they're done. So, all right, so yeah, we were both super hyped about this game. I went first discovered it at your place. You had rented it, the Japanese version, and I came over on my bicycle. And I refused to. My brother and my dad were bugging me. You just start playing it. I refused to turn it on until this guy got there. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. It certainly wasn't me when I got it. Sap.
Well, when I got it before you. Why did I get it before you?
Because I couldn't afford it. I was working for my mom, saving up money to buy it, but you got a launch day.
But you were working for months, so you got the controller, but...
I bought the controller because they were like $50. The console was quite expensive.
Oh, I can't remember.
So I just, but I remember I used to sit with that controller, and because I bought the black controller, so it would match my system. And I bought, because the controllers came out way before the console.
Wasn't that weird?
So weird.
It was weird.
So I had it for months, but I'd take it out of the box, and I'd sit and hold it and dream about playing.
I remember that. I remember you'd open it up and hold it and
put it in everything, pack it perfectly back in.
We were so weird. We were so weird back then. And then, yeah, I ended up getting it launch day, and I got Mario 64. Almost didn't get Mario 64. Got it. Brought it back. I'm on the highway. I'm coming back to my house. You know, it was my parents' house, and I'm pulling up. And my parents were at work during the day, and I'm pulling up, and I can see in the window, there's two of my friends like dogs going, he's here, like, oh, and I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Because I was very religious about video game openings and unboxings and having a moment with me and my cigarettes and, you know, opening a machine and going through it. And I wanted to have that moment, then I wanted to call them. So I was just like, I get in the house, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out, I'm playing this, get out of here. And they're no.
We were like, are you serious?
I'm like,
are you serious? He was dead serious.
I'm like, get the motherfucker out my house, bitch.
this, and then it was 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days before you phoned me.
Well, you know, I was busy. I was in the Mario Fantasy Adventureland. I was having the best time of my entire life. I was like, I'm listening to Browser's music on a night, drinking my beer, smoking cigarettes, going with a tear going down my eye. You're in bed, alone, shaking,
holding my controller and daydreaming.
Yeah. And meanwhile, my house is like a disco.
And my house was like that little cardboard box in an alley with rain dripping from the top of it onto your head.
Yeah.
You son of
Yeah, it was good, but eventually I let you come over and see it. That was very nice.
It did not let me touch the controller. Did not let me play it.
No,
did not let me anywhere near it. Allowed me to watch him play some levels. And then before I left to go home for the night, he turned it on so it would go, "It's a me, a Mario!" and then sent me on my way.
And you know what's so weird? All those years later, I had fucking Charles Martinet in here going, woohoo!
And again, I was nowhere to be seen.
I phoned you. I phoned you to come over that day. I was in the bathroom phoning you going, dude, fucking Charles Martinet's in there. Get over here. You're like, I can't make it. And I'm like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, the weighty responsibility of adulting. It's wondrous.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun with Mario 64. It really we went into full 3D, and it was like an adventure like you just couldn't believe back then.
Oh, it was such a different thing, and it was one of the first times that I got so obsessed that I did everything.
You did. You were amazing at
everything.
The game. Amazing at the game.
Ridiculous.
Every red coin. Couldn't believe it.
Every red coin, every star, everything. I got everything. I 100%ed it.
You know, I'm always funny that way. I always finish a game, and I always do the bare minimum, and I'm like, I'm done, I'm out of here. Because I'm always on to the next game. I'm not a completionist. I'm definitely not.
I have my games.
Yes,
there are some that I am, some that I'm not. But that one was one of them that I was absolutely like, yep. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get everything. And that clock level, where you're inside the giant clock with the gears and trying to backflip and jump and flip over and wall jump and bounce to get all those red coins.
Stuff.
You want to know where this went? That's where this went.
It's
gone.
So here's an interesting point in our history we haven't really touched on too much, is that we actually had over the years we've had a few fallings out. We had a
minor.
we had a falling out for only a couple of years.
Oh, about what, 6?
Was it 6 years?
5 or 6 years?
5, 6 years.
Like that.
We stopped talking. You know, things like that happen, and so we weren't together when this came out. When you got your GameCube,
yep.
I got my GameCube.
Yep.
We didn't have any memories together.
Nope.
You just did your thing, I did my thing,
yep.
And then. Yeah, how was your experience playing Mario Sunshine?
It was good, but now I got the console and I loved it, but there was something missing to me about that game, and I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, really?
To me, it felt much more like, well, Mario's having a vacation, so it was a nice, fun little side thing. But the whole with the flood and having to constantly clean up all these things, and
it didn't feel like past Mario games. It didn't have a lot of homages to the past Mario games, right?
It did not feel like a proper sequel to Mario 64 to me. It did not. It was fun. It was but it felt more to me like here's the classic Mario series, and it kind of went
an offshoot
over here.
Now here's something. I had my GameCube, and I had it modded. I had it modded because I wanted to get Mario Sunshine early, and I wanted to import, Fantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 early.
Yeah.
And I also imported the GameCube controller here
With the keyboard in
Yeah,
it.
I was very hardcore. I was like, I'm serious about this shit. And let me tell you, I went to Fast Eddie's. We're not even going to get into
The stories
this guy.
we could tell.
We're not even going to talk about him.
Wait for Fast Eddie stories. That'll be another episode.
He owned a store that sold some import games and anime and stuff like that. And he's the one that got me Mario Sunshine, and I even got the keyboard thing off him. And so I had to pay quite a bit more. But the day came out, the next day I got it, which was a big deal. I got it the day after it came out in Japan.
Nice.
And I brought it home, and I sat in this room, which did not look like this at the time. Had my TV, there's a big couch in here, all that. And I played it, and it was summer outside. I love the game. See, this is so
Interesting.
I took it for what it was, and I'm with you. It didn't feel like past Mario games at all. It did, but it did not. It felt the offshoot, as you said. It's a vacation game. And I love the music. I love the flood. I honestly said it was the best action platform I'd ever played at that time.
Things that stuck with me and that will stick with me forever. The music, absolutely. The water effects. The animation on the water effects, and the water effects, because it was one of the first times the water was absolutely crystal clear, but then the animation on it was so fluid, like liquid
That's what I was just
water.
thinking about. I was just thinking about that.
But it looked realistic to me. For the first time, the water looked real when you swam in it, and the ripples in it, and the way that it moved around you.
Yeah.
And of course for some reason surfing on the bloober squids.
Oh, that's amazing.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of Mario 64 was the turtle shells when you could jump on them and actually surf on the lava.
Yeah.
So when they upped that to do the surfing on the squids, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So now we move on to the Wii, and it's an interesting time on the Wii. We got the new Super Mario Brothers, and I'm just going to mention that. I don't have a lot of memories with the new Super Mario Brothers series in general. We actually had a good time with the Wii U version. Remember you came over?
The Wii U version.
We got all the candy, we went through it.
Somehow with the Wii version, the landing physics off the jumps was too slidey, but the controls just weren't as tight as a classic Mario game should be.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have much
I don't have
with
much to say about that one. But we can definitely talk about Mario Galaxy. What are some of your memories about Mario Galaxy?
It came out, I bought it at launch, and that felt to me like another step in the next direction.
Yes.
To me now, oddly enough, still not a proper sequel to Mario 64 yet. Not in my gut. It was good. It was excellent. It was fun. It was fresh. It was a definite step in the right direction for a new Mario game. And I loved, the way that you used the Wiimotes. If you're standing on that ball when you had to do those, you had to tilt it to keep them upright. And some of the waggle controls on it were great.
Yes.
The graphics were fantastic. The music was excellent. Like all the things that I looked for were there. But because you were on these little tiny spheres, you had to keep jumping from one to the other. It didn't have the cohesion of
fragmented.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm with you as well. It wasn't quite Mario. We loved Mario 64 so much.
Yes.
We're like, we want another game like that.
Yes.
And because they weren't delivering it, we're like, oh, it's just not like that. But for me, I picked it up day one, and I was working the graveyard shift at the time.
Oh, jeez.
So, and that was tough. So I would come home at like, oh my God. I get home at like 5 in the morning. And so that is kind of like my evening.
Yeah.
So I come in, I'd already have dinner, if you want to call that, at like 3 in the morning. Fucking fucked up times. But I would come in, and this is still when I smoked. It's so crazy that I was still smoking at that time.
Jeez.
Like, that's fucking fucked up stuff. And I was smoking and drinking beer and trying to calm down to go to sleep. And there was something magical about that early. I'd be like, this is like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh,
so you kind of like the twinkly, delusional, weird aura of that morning, and I'd be kind of feeling dreamy and weird, and the beer and the cigarettes. Woo! And I was perfect for Mario Galaxy. I was in that weird universe, and I loved it. That music is powerful stuff.
Yes.
Some of that music is like boom in ya, but it's still at that point, and then Mario, Galaxy 2 came out, and I liked it. I picked it up.
It felt like more the same,
which was great. But I don't have any specific memories about that one or anything like that. And then we get into the Wii U, and we got the new Super Mario Brothers, which we got together on.
Yes.
Yeah, the Wii U, and we got to play that, and we got a big thing of candy. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And we sat and fucking ate candy all day. Got so dumb. and we annihilated that game.
Yeah, we absolutely start to finish. We went through and we finished it.
That was good.
Pretty much every damn level.
That was really a cool. That's a cool. Not a bad game.
We discovered early on that trying to help with the platforms wasn't a good idea for him to do it because he kept putting them up so I'd fall on purpose because he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I would actually put them where they would help.
Yeah.
So I every time I do dunk, what? And he's just laughing. He's just on the floor laughing. I was like, well, he's like, oh, it's not like you don't have 100 lives. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point.
Do you remember when we used to play that Zelda game?
Oh my God, the Zelda Four Swords.
Yeah.
Take a seat.
Yeah,
buddy.
we grab each other and throw each other in the water and go have a drink. It was so dumb. And that's all we did in the game.
That was Zelda Four Swords for us.
Have
a drink. Take a seat.
I still want to get a copy of Zelda Four Swords. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I would like to get that GameCube version of the box.
Yeah,
I never got that.
Oh, neither did I.
Is that weird? This is one of those ones that kind of passed off.
It's gonna slip through.
So, anyways, on to the next Wii U game on the Mario
New
franchise.
Super Mario 3D World.
Yes. What did you think about that?
It hit me perfectly. Again, now, it was such a wonderful callback to Mario 3, Mario got kind of with the Tanuki suits, the cat suits and all that, but bringing it to 3D, the worlds were much more defined like I wanted from like
a little bit of exploration.
But the way that it was set up was very much like a hybrid of Super Mario 3 and Mario 64 in the most perfect way possible.
It was a really
good
job.
So I enjoyed it. I loved the cat suits and the new powers and the fact that you could play multiple players and run around together on the same level. There are not enough co-op sitting on the same couch games these days, and that was one that was a real hallmark, and I loved it. I loved the idea, and I played through a bunch of that with my eldest son.
Yeah,
we would sit together, and he loved it too, so we'd sit and play it together.
Yeah.
It was so that game I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well put together.
I do have really nice memories that came out just before Christmas, and I remember doing the like snow level, and I was playing with Hanzo. And I think Kim as well, because you could play like
3 to 4.
Yeah,
I think,
it was like something like that.
Yeah, because you could have Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could play up to 4.
And we were all playing together and having the most awesome freaking time. It was like crazy, but fucking Hanzo was pissing us off because he'd fucking be booting it through the level, and we'd be trying to actually do things, and he'd get to the top and be boom dead, that kind of thing. It's just
you wanted to explore to find the secrets, and he wanted to just get it over.
And I know, and it was really fun. But there's a lot of music of that snow level that just reminds me of that nice happy time because we all had hot chocolate with Baileys in it.
That's the magic potion right there.
It's a magic potion.
That is Christmas magic.
And we also had the chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, the infamous Thrift Family chocolate chip cookies.
That he gave to my wife when we got married as one of our wedding presents. Yeah,
I gave them the recipe to the infamous.
These good crack cookies. They're amazing. They don't have crack in them.
No,
but they are very addicting.
Yes, they are. They are a family recipe that's been passed down through the generations that we made after schools when he was hanging out with my brother. We would my sister's friends, my brother's friends, my friends, we'd all get together at my house, and my sister and her friends would make like a double, triple batch of these cookies. Crazy. And they'd be gone before my parents got them.
And even Andrew, my friend Andrew, loves those fucking cookies.
Yep.
Well, let me tell you something. When I got married, I gained, I swear to God, at least 35 pounds. So thanks very much for the recipe.
You're welcome.
But no, so that Christmas, playing that was absolutely
that's wicked.
Phenomenal. Yeah. Now, going from that, we get into the next console, which was the Nintendo Switch. Yep. That is not that long ago.
Nope. Quite recent. And we had a fun night together playing through an early copy of the new Mario Odyssey. Yep.
And that was... What a game!
So good.
We were so good. It was like we were so thankful that after all of the years that we enjoyed all the Mario games.
Yes.
But it was like the real return to Mario 64.
That feels absolutely.
Yeah.
And then but with the next step of a sandbox style world for every world. So instead of it being broken up into specifically set levels, you've got the big sandbox. That game is just so good to me. Everything about it, the music, the level designs, the animation, all of it is, I have and will continue to make, because I haven't finished it yet. Yeah. I refuse to finish it. This one, I'm 100%ing it. And so
that'd be great.
I'm not even up to the dragon yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. But I am playing through, and it's so good, and my kids love it, my wife loves it,
It's just got a good feeling. It's just a wonderful comfort zone game.
And I love the fact that I've got 2 of the power adapters, So I've got the one that's in the cradle hooked up to the TV, but I've got one that's plugged into the outlet next to my side of the bed.
Yeah.
So literally, if I'm playing it, and then I'm like this. It's bedtime. I'll just go over, click, and I pick it up, and I walk upstairs, and I plug it back in, and I'm lying in bed. I should be getting to sleep.
You know, let me tell you something, too. I went up to Metrotown Mall, and they were having a launch event for Mario Odyssey.
Nice.
And I thought, how many people are really going to be there? Oh, my God. For EB Games opening up at, 9 o'clock to sell these games, there must have been 150 people in the lineup.
Seriously?
In the year 2017, there was 150 people in the freaking lineup. I mean,
you know what?
I was surprised though. We're in the time where Amazon.com or to ship to your house the next day, day. Get it. I didn't think people lined up for things anymore, and it was so. And then
good to see that they
and
do.
Nintendo showed up and they gave everybody a Cappy hat in the lineup.
That's cool.
Everybody had a Cappy hat in the lineup. It was like red hats all the way down.
That's awesome.
And it was amazing to see. And I thought, it's so nice because you don't really see the Mario fanfare. You feel it within yourself. And you're like, I love Mario. I really.
But it's not one of those ones that usually gets the big midnight launch and the big celebration.
Yeah,
right?
you don't really see that. So it's neat to see all these Mario fans. It's like, oh, look at this.
That's awesome.
And there was like young kids and older people, and there's like. One thing, people can say whatever they want about Mario and Nintendo and stuff, but it really kind of brings the different generations together. It does.
It's so awesome.
Look how we've been playing it since I was like 13 years old. 12, 13 years old. Somewhere in that zone. I'm 44 now.
Yep.
It's insane. I'm still playing the freaking games, and I still absolutely love
And I
it.
still will.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll be like, I'll be in the retirement home with the newest Nintendo console playing Mario, and I'll probably be phoning you. Hey, have you gotten the 5th level star yet?
I'm like, I played it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, damn you!
Yeah.
You son of a bitch!
Oh my God! It shows my days over here.
Oh, God damn it!
Yeah, it's all good. So, anyways, guys, we just want to come in and share some of our Mario memories today. So, anyways, guys, until next time.